Hey guys, Don here. Welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. This is an actual audio for one of the doctors that was visiting. I'm not going to include his name, but I just want to, he asked a few questions, and I think this would help everyone else out in this podcast episode. So first of all, he asked about ultrasound, what company we use. We use 2020 Imaging, and the one that kind of taught us how to use the machine was Dr. Marty, is his name. And he taught us to use it. And so he came by, taught us to use it. Really, it was most important for teaching us how to put like medial, lateral, how to set up like the descriptors on the ultrasound and getting in the initial formats. Once it was set up, what I found worked best for learning ultrasound was setting up a block time. So I think my block time was like Wednesday morning. So I had everyone come back Wednesday morning, and I just did ultrasound after ultrasound after ultrasound. That was the best way for me. Now, if you're looking for kind of a less expensive, maybe you could find a used machine. But I'm going to put a link underneath this podcast episode of kind of my ultrasound. I have an ultrasound master class within the Practice Mastery Academy, and also it's going to talk about different ultrasound versions. There's a cheaper one called Butterfly, but the reason we like 2020 is because it went directly into our medical record. Second question he asked me is about shockwave. How do you learn shockwave? My number one tip would be to go to a Cura Medics event. They have those all around the United States. There's one here in Boston once a year. I would go there, shadow, learn, talk to other doctors about doing shockwave. I'm also going to put underneath here a master class on shockwave that I did as well. There's in that masterclass, you can get all my notes. There's a lot of different notes on how to do in different templates and stuff like that. But I wouldn't go cheap with shockwave. I know some people come in, they buy these super cheap shockwaves from like China. I would just, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it right. I would start out with radial, and then as you get things built up, then you can go to a custom one or to a focused one. Second question he had also was about AFOs. Who do we use? We use a lot of different companies. We Allied OSI. We use Insightful products. So the main ones I use are like a Medial Blaze AFO is for posterior tibial tendon dysfunction. That's for Allied OSI. That's from Insightful products. And then the other ones were from like Allied or from Arizona. We might do like an Arizona brace. We might do like a Richie brace. Those are all good braces for posterior tibial tendon dysfunction as well, and for other types of conditions. Also, we use an Aero spring brace as well, and I think we get that from Allied as well. So those are where we get our braces from. Now, these days, Blue Cross Blue Shield is making us send out a lot of braces, so I send them to Hanger. That's why I use here currently. I'm also going to put a link underneath here to a master class I did on AFOs. Okay. He asked me about in-office dispensing. Who do we use? We have a plan of like a product list of the products and also the vendors. So it's like vendors for medical devices like DME stuff, and then vendors for other products that we sell in the office. I'm going to put the link where that's within my Practice Mastery Academy underneath here. Basically, it's just a Excel spreadsheet if you want to just send me an email if you're not part of the Practice Mastery Academy. Finally, he asked me about scribing. Okay, how much do I pay for a scribe? Why don't I use AI scribe or like Dragon for dictation? So a scribe, currently we pay $30,000 a year for a scribe. Now this scribe comes personally out of my pocket. So I take whatever I produce, and then that $30,000, it doesn't come out of like the business expense because I'm the only one that uses the scribe here. Unlike like staff charges, because I'm the only one. So, and it comes directly after I get my percentage. So like if I get my percentage, let's say I make 200,000, or let's say I make let's pick a number here. Let's say for ease, let's say I make $1 million, and then we get 30% draw, so that's 300,000. So then from that 300,000, I would pay directly for my scribe expense. But I think it's certainly worth it because he produces so much more, I think, than that 30,000. But really, though, if you think about it, if it's 30%, I really almost need to produce $100,000 more to make him worth it. Because for every 100,000, 30% of that is what I get. So I have to actually produce $100,000 more due to my scribe. But I think for the quality of life and everything else like that, I think it's worth it. Why don't I use Dragon, other things like that are cheaper? Once again, he does much more than just scribing. So he scribes, he puts in orders, he schedules surgery, schedules ABIs, sends out patient education information. I have a whole also a master class on scribing, and I'll just put that underneath here. So all these are like links to my Practice Mastery Academy. It's super cheap. If you're not part of it, it's like, I think it's $97 a month. Once in a while, I have different types of bonuses you can get if you join. Okay, hope that was beneficial. I'll put the links here.